Okay, so hello, I'm Michael, CEO of Allpriv. Allpriv is a cybersecurity company which is focused in bring to all remote workforce a trust zone to work anywhere, anytime, in an easy way, efficient and secure. About the market problem, working out of the office, it's connecting to compromised Wi-Fi in public places, is the option to lose or have stolen the laptop and things like that. For this reason, to protect these laptops, what companies used to do is to load different security softwares on the laptop, token, VPN, firewall, and all of this. What we are doing with that is to bring new stress to the users. We are bringing stress to the IT and also to the CISO, because they have to manage, if you compare with the office, they have only one firewall in the server, in the room server, protecting the entire company. Here they have to install one different VPN, one different firewall on each laptop, and they have different kinds of laptops from Windows to Apple, Linux, and things like that. Our solution we are bringing is something, let's say, quite easy to understand. Is at office you have a room server protecting the entire network. So we change the paradigm that you have today regarding the laptops where you install everything inside. It's just a small device this size that you can plug, and it's plug and play. For the enterprise, it's growing the productivity, the efficiency. For the end users, it's about today 4 to 5 minutes between starting the computer and start working. With this solution, is less than 3 seconds. The IT can reduce by 15 times to maintain the entire fleet of remote laptops, and CISO can mitigate dramatically all the breaches because these fragmented solutions. Just a little of technology. There's something like a cyber Swiss knife, where we have inside hardware and software from the Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, LAN, 5Gs, including satellite connections. The VPN, we can store up to 1 tera, even going to self-destruction to destroy the device if it's lost or stolen. Actually, we have 5 years experience working with very large organization, and since a few days, well, few weeks, we have a new opportunity in United States with mass market solution with a licensing in order to make a mass distribution. So to have a brand here that will help us to distribute incredibly and all around the United States. As you saw just before in the presentation, since lockdown and home office, the hacking bound more than 300% in 1 year, and home office is here to stay. So you can see down, it's the next years, it's going to be 600 million people, so 600 million laptops to protect. Our business models, as we are involved now in 2 different markets. For the enterprise, it's HaaS system, so they have everything like a service, including the hardware. For the mass market, selling the product and monthly fees or year subscription. Our roadmap, we spent 5 years working in have the perfect product. For me, it was not possible because since the first day we had militaries, Fortune 500, very interested. So we need to have the perfect solution. So we have 10 international patents. We get even CS awards, EU awards. So we want now until the industrialization. Right now, we are starting the deals with companies. This is something quite new for us. We are in discussion to buy a part of a company which is involved with DoD. They are already suppliers since 10 years. So that's the best way for us to go in this market. And the second point is we are starting dealing with a big brand for the licensing for the mass market. So few points about Allpriv. It was until recently PhD team in research and development, patents. We had very interesting advisors from Dell Computer, the third largest bank in Europe, militaries, helping us to build the perfect solution. We're in the middle. We are the addition of all the software solution and hardware solution. So now we need to raise 2.2 million in order to do both markets simultaneously. Well, something about the exits we have. That's all. Thank you.
Anybody who has questions, you can fire it now.
I have a question. Have you actually closed some deals?
We have one half deal closed with the third largest bank in Europe for 30,000 devices, and we are quite well engaged in United States for a couple of deals. One in government through this partner, and the other one speaking about how to deploy for the mass market.
And the one that you've got in Europe with the bank, is that installed and up and running?
It's not installed right now. They have something like 500 pieces for us regarding 500 in front of 35,000, but they have this 500 running since 2 years now.
Okay.
So they in order to finish about this before we arrive and actually before switching, they are running with token from Symantec VIP, the firewall from Cisco AnyConnect, and the firewall of the VPN and the firewall of F5, and they make different pen tests, and the debrief of the company of the pen test, they said Allpriv is much higher level security than they have actually. So we have both together, the efficiency and the security.
So it would be helpful. So it sounds like they've got some experience with the product. It would actually be helpful, I think, to get a quote from them that says why it's so fabulous.
We have this feedback from them. So for this reason, we want to accelerate, and in Europe, the decisions are very, very slow. And for this reason, we have a lot of opportunities right now in United States. So we are incorporating in United States, and we are bringing also, because we produce the hardware and the software. So this is something that we are delivering for the Army, for the test. We can do any kind of design. And right now we are talking about a unit production in Baltimore.
We have two questions from Dan, DC Archangels. So who are the distributors of the products, the buyers, and who are the main target users? And what are the liabilities that the company may have from the use of the company's products? Like if something happens, what is the liabilities?
Well, for the first question was the markets.
Market, distributor, main target users, because it can be everyone, but what is distributors?
The first market we were focused in was because that was the first and the biggest traction we had in the beginning. It's coming from Fortune 500 and governmental for very large laptop fleets. They were talking us about 50,000, 100,000 laptops. So we work very, very focused on how to manage this. And now we are receiving, since pandemic effect, we are receiving more and more inquiries for end users. So we work it have a second pool, which is not much very different, because instead of have for some of that large customers, they have on-premise. There are other that they are asking for cloud servers. So the same kind of cloud server is going to be reused for the end users.
And what are the liabilities that your company the company may have from the use of your product?
What do you mean about liability?
Dan, feel free to speak up. Do you mean like if there is a problem? What do you mean exactly?
Liability.
There you go. The use of these products are made to solve some serious information problems. What if your device is hacked? What if somebody uses it for a purpose that that somehow or other comes back on your company, and you're subject to a lawsuit? What are you doing in these areas?
The devices it's managed by EI, so he's all the time managing the protection. And as I told in one of the slides, we go up to self-destruction. You remember Mission Impossible at the beginning? So we have this solution on the hardware. It was in collaboration with the military. So if the user, well, we have a fingerprint on. So this is a multi-factor authentication. So the device is all the time watching is he's secure. As soon as he felt some kind of dangers, he's going to increase, deleting all deleting all the content, the keys, the system, and finally self-destroy. So this is much higher level security than you can have on a laptop. Even encrypted key, they are passive. The device is active, even switch off. In this situation, it can self-destroy.
I got it. The deal is, every software guy I ever talked to says any system can be hacked, which means there's always a liability. And so you need to plan for that. And if you're going to talk to investors, they're going to ask you that question.
The much more difficult to hack this, because this is there is no software, no driver, nothing on the laptop, because this is a zero trust solution. So there is no way to hack him, because it's closed up to internet, even down to the laptop. We code everything in a military grade, so very, very small code we developed from kernel. So for this reason, we invest 5 years in order to have this result. So everything was done all the time in a military grade. So doesn't matter. You can lose it. It can be stolen. No, there's no problem for the security.
I guess the answer, Michael, is okay. It's definitely hard to hack, but the second level is what is the process if. I think you gave that answer that you can turn it off. So you probably have a way to turn it off, and you have put a workflow together with the client where he can turn it off, or he can decide to destroy it. So it's different, and that should be probably in a document, because I think it's important. That's what Dan is insisting on it. It was the same for the question of, I think, Judith, about if you have a big client, just put it there. Tell us 30,000 keys. That's a big number. So that's more comments also for your presentation also. So thank you, Dan.
Dan, a question on upgrades. If you find that you need to upgrade it, or if you find a flaw, how do you actually access it, and how do you make those changes?
It's well, we don't have much time to talk about it. It's very, very complex system. So if we have to make upgrades to the device, everything is managed by blockchain. So the upgrades are done offline. They are pushed to the servers, and the devices will only accept the upgrades specific signed and accepted by the blockchain we created. Companies like or customers like militaries, they have access to the code we are pushing to them. That's one of the questions, the requirements we have for them. So we can share the code with them. That's no problem for us, because each code is completely different. They can reach from one to the other. So they have the possibility to send some information, and we send some other information. And the big difference also with all the solutions on the market right now is all the security chain is here inside and already working together. So there is zero friction between different software, which is taking today thousands of hours of time of the ITs, because each time they are receiving an update, they have to check if there is no conflict between all the security software. Let's say you receive a VPN update, you have to check if there is no problem with the firewall and everything before pushing this.
We already passed the time. A last question more on the business. Anyone?
I do have a question on which is your customer acquisition cost for enterprise?
Please give your name each time, because if in case we don't recognize.
I'm sorry.
Virgil.
Virgil. Sorry.
Well, for the enterprise, for this reason, we are working with two different targets. Enterprise is the traction we have since 5 years. So we have a lot of collaboration with them. We spent all these 5 years working with them, pointing each problems, not only on the security, but also in how is it running day to day. From end user, the problem of end user, the end problem for the IT, and the problems of the CISO. So working with them, we have today a starting price, but we have a lot of options around. I told to you in the presentation, we have storage. It's not the same price to have 64 gigas than 1 tera. It's not the same thing to have only Wi-Fi.
Different options.
5G. So we have different options. It's starting something like $15 per device per month, which is more or less the same price they are actually paying only for 3 software they are using. As I told also, as the device
we need to stop you, Michael. But we have your contact. The product, the community management platform is going to be used for that. You will have the contact of everybody. We'll be able to facilitate those conversations. There's no matchmaking event this time, but hopefully you've been able to recognize the people you want to talk to and vice versa. Let's maybe have the second presentation. And thank you, Michael. Thank you for the great presentation.
Thank you too.